Doctor, I would like to add on what you said. Like I always give a very simple example. I tell them, okay, what would you buy, Ferrari or Lamborghini? They both look beautiful, and they were like, oh, like you have to drive it. So when you come in and you're so confused between the off-plan and the secondary, the off-plan, let's agree on it's an investor game. You need to speak to investors. You need to know your numbers. You need to know all of this stuff. When you're dealing in secondary, there's also investors, but most of the people coming, they are families looking for their forever home or whatever it is. So are you good with families or are you good with numbers? Practice it, and from the practice, you can tell which direction it will take you.
I completely agree with that. At the end of the day, there's a personality to each product, right? And that's exactly why leadership understands the personality of the product. They're now working with you in your first few days. They're beginning to see your personality because you still can't relate to the personality of the industry. And based on the experience, they're connecting the right personalities together, which is the reason why I was saying, listen to your leadership. And after some time, make your own conclusions.
Now with all of this crazy launches happening in the primary market, like we're seeing a week minimum 4 to 5 projects being launched. Like how can someone keep up with this stuff, get all of this information and stay on track without losing focus? Like what would you like to give an advice for this topic?
Okay, we are in one of the top performing markets in the world. Not only is it top performing, it's one of the most aggressive markets in the world. In an aggressive top performing market, you're always going to have a flood. This is a tsunami of launches coming at you. Now, if you're going to try and take a stand against a tsunami, we're going to blow you over. I think the smarter move here would be for you to identify your core style and pick a niche. Are you going to do beachfront properties? Are you going to do commercial? Are you going to do residential? Are you going to do downtown, desert lifestyle communities? Pick something or sit and work in consultation with your leadership and identify. Once you have picked a particular type of product or even a community like a beachfront, that's when you specialize in that. You don't have to run selling every single thing. All these communities are doing well, but you don't have that kind of, it's going to take you 5 years to master everything in Dubai. But pick a community, build that personality of the community upon your own personality. Now, once I have done that, I then need to understand who is the right kind of person I need to approach, the right prospect for that kind of a lifestyle. So once again, you don't run after the world, just like you don't run after every community here. You identify the one that you believe resonates with you and you can sell it well. Identify this community is designed for which type of buyer or homeowner. That's the one you got to go for. Then you identify your networking channels that take you to those kind of people, which type of exhibitions you would go to, which portals are you going to be listing on, which forums you would want to become part of, which community activities in Dubai you want to frequent and get to find these people. Then what's key after that is develop your own secondary sales support. Now, what do I mean by that? As a broker, you cannot have an employee mindset. You are the CEO of your own business. We pay you only when you close. So it's up to you to create your own network of closers that work for you. So if I have decided I'm going to go into beachfront communities and I target 3 or 4 developers that I want to specialize in, your next job becomes qualifying which salespeople in the broker's team are the most effective in closing those communities. Build your network with them. Sit with them. You demonstrate to them first why you believe you have the ability to bring the right kind of person for the product. And then ask them to demonstrate to you why they are the best person for me to take this potential buyer to. So find the performers, the closers, the ones with the integrity and the right brand positioning for that kind of product in the developer. Build your relationship with them. For the sale to be effective, there are multiple things that need to come together. There is the personality of the product that you're representing, beachfront lifestyle. There is a certain personality of buyer who's interested in that. A certain personality of a salesperson aligns better with that product to sell it because his heart is on fire for that kind of product. And then there is the salesperson's personality that resonates with the same. When all these personalities come together, that's where the magic happens. And by the way, when all of these come together, you don't sell, you help people to buy. Because the person who loves the product is coming in. He's coming to a broker who's passionate about it. You take him to an investment advisor who's equally passionate about it. This is a buy transaction, not a sale. The best salespeople in the world are always thinking in terms of buying. So my advice would be, when you are surrounded by so many opportunities, don't get sidetracked. Be absolutely focused on what is your niche and what you're trying to do. Become brand ambassador for that and watch how the business starts coming to you.
Amazing. Let's talk about the secondary market and this topic. Like, for the new joiners or even the people has been, let's say, for 6 months or 1 year in the industry doing the secondary market, they always say like, it is so hard or it's nearly impossible to enter a community where you have companies establish themselves from 5 years, 10 years, 12 years over there in a way like they have a market domination over that area and there is no way to pinch it or to approach it. So what would you say to that?
Okay, I would look at that from two perspectives. Companies that got into the game early, they have got a footprint in each of these communities. It doesn't necessarily mean that that is the most effective footprint. It's just that we've been in that community for a long time. I know new brokers who have entered into communities where brokers have been there for a long time and they've absolutely killed the market. So being in a market for a long time gives me a certain edge in terms of brand presence, familiarity and awareness of these kind of brokerages in the minds of the sellers and buyers in that area. But at the end of the day, we know that 54% of the reason anyone invests or buys is because of the salesperson's approach.